Gather here today to celebrate the wedding of Ali and Nick. You have come here to share in this formal commitment they make to one another. To offer your love and support to this union, and to allow Ali and Nick to begin their married life together, surrounded by the people dearest and most important to them. So welcome to all who have traveled from near and far. Ali and Nick, thank you for your presence here today and your willingness to gain, if only a glimpse, into their lives here in Colorado. A special thanks to their parents, Steve and Thea, and Ed and Mary. Ali and Nick ask you, and all guests here today, for your blessing, encouragement, and lifelong support for their decision to be married. Marriage is perhaps the greatest and most adventurous and challenging adventures of our lives. No ceremony can create your marriage. Only you can do that. Through love and patience, through dedication and perseverance, through talking and listening, helping and supporting and believing in each other. Through tenderness and laughter, through learning to forgive, learning to appreciate your differences, and by learning to make the important things matter and let go of the rest. What this ceremony can do is to witness and affirm the choice you make to stand here as life mates and partners. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sam Rahimi. My wife and I are close friends with these two crazy kids. Despite only having known them for the better part of 3 years, our friendship quickly became our favorite pastime. Whether it's Ali encouraging us to get together for the next big activity, or listening to Nick tell a story using 10 different aphorisms that may make you think he's actually about 82 years of age. My appreciation for these two and our friendship my care and support for this relationship grows by the day. When Allie and Nick asked me to officiate their wedding, amongst the thought of sheer flattery, was the thought of, I have some homework to do. So in turn, I asked them to do a bit of homework for me. We first had to establish whether I could make Star Wars references, or say things like, marriage. Those were ruled out. I then asked them to share with me why they loved one another. We began talking about their first date and how it didn't go according to plan, where they went, where they tried to go, what they had to drink. We talked about the first time they said, I love you. And we inevitably began talking about football. And how the Browns have never lost a game that Nick and Allie attended together. But what one might share with their officiant alongside their spouse is beautiful. What Allie and Nick shared with me privately from one another, though, was simply poetic. He's just the most thoughtful, considerate, and chivalrous person, after having thought chivalry died long ago. He loves me despite my weird quirks, and he is the most handsome man I've ever met. He just wants me to be happy, and for that, I love him more than I've ever loved anyone else in my life. Allie doesn't just embody the characteristics I want in a wife, she embodies the characteristics of someone I strive to be. She's absolutely fearless. Her positivity is contagious, and it helps me see the world for the amazing place it can be. She is not only the most gorgeous woman I've laid eyes on, but her inner beauty is infectious. The fact that she picked me is the greatest blessing I've ever received. You two have clearly left a mark on one another that will last a lifetime. And you have left a mark on me as your friend. So, as your friend, I ask, will you, Nick, take this one to be your wedded wife? And will you, Allie, take this man to be your wedded husband? In the spirit of the importance of family to a marriage, Allie and Nick have asked Nick's aunt, Susan Lesher, to do a reading.
You speak in human and angelic tongues, but do not have love. You are a resounding gong or a clashing cymbal. If you have the gift of prophecy and comprehend all mysteries and all knowledge and have faith as to move mountains, but do not have love, you are nothing. If you give away everything you own, but do not have love, you gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It is never jealous or boastful or conceited. Love is never rude and never seeks its own interests. Love is not quick-tempered. It does not brood over injury. It does not keep a record of wrongdoings, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. As it is, these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love, because love never fails. Allie and Nick, may your love always remain effortless. May you constantly lift each other up. May you never stop doing the little things for each other. May you inspire each other to be better than you ever imagined you could be. May you seek vistas that others don't even know exist. May you see God in every petal of every flower and every blade of grass, and in all the people who will enter and leave your lives. May you love each other more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. And may God bless you and keep you. May he make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May he lift up his countenance upon you and always give you peace. And lastly, may you always set each other like a seal on your heart.
Very much. Acknowledge your vows for one another. But before you do that, I ask that you remember that love, which is rooted in faith, trust, and acceptance, will be the foundation of an abiding and deepening relationship. No other ties are more tender. No other vows are more sacred than those you now assume. If you're able to keep the vows you take here today, not because of any religious or civic law, but out of the desire to be loved by one another fully, without limitation, then your life will have joy. And the home you establish will be the place in which both of you find the direction of your growth, your freedom, and your responsibility. Do you, Nick, take Allie to be your wife, your constant friend and partner, and your love? Do you promise to create a bond of honesty, respect, and trust, one that withstands the tides of time and change? Do you vow to honor and respect her for all that she is and all that she will be, taking pride in who you both are, separately and together? And do you promise to challenge her and to accept challenges from her, and above all else, give her your love freely and unconditionally for all the days of your lives? Do you, Allie, take Nick to be your husband and constant friend and partner, and your love? Do you promise to create a bond of honesty, respect, and trust, one that withstands the tides of time and change? Do you vow to honor and respect him for all that he is and all that he will become, taking pride in who you are, both separately and together? And do you promise to challenge him and accept challenges from him, and above all else, give him your love freely and unconditionally for all the days of your life? That's good. They have the ring. Make sure you put the right finger. I give you this ring as a daily reminder of my love.
I give you this ring as a daily reminder of my love.
I give you this ring as a daily reminder of my love.
My cards over. The breaking of the glass symbolizes the destruction of the Jewish temple in Jerusalem. Couples include this tradition in their wedding ceremony as it symbolizes the absolute finality of the marital oath. Just as the broken pieces of glass can never be put back together and return to its former state, so the oath of marriage irrevocably binds the husband and wife in their new state of marriage. After Nick breaks the glass, I invite everyone to shout the Hebrew words, Mazel Tov. Good luck and congratulations.
Yeah, there you go.
By the power of your love and commitment and the power vested in me, it is my absolute honor to now pronounce you husband and wife.
Good work.
This feels familiar.
Every possible way, and all my dreams, it's never quite as it seems, 'cause you're a dream